Hello and welcome to On the Counter. Like Sky Sports, less budget. Yes, hello and welcome to On the Counter, the show where we talk about all the weekend's football and just a little bit more. But today we're joined by Mr. James Bishop. How are we? We good?
Yeah.
Enjoy the weekend's football?
Yeah, it's right, yeah. I wasn't happy with some of the results, but you know.
Yeah, obviously you are a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
Well, so let's start talking about the big games. Crawley-Macclesfield, 1-1, how did it feel? No. Liverpool-Man United, let's start there. 5 past 2 kick-off on a Sunday. Don't know why.
Bit weird. Cup final.
How do you feel from a Liverpool point of view about the game?
Such a weird game. Like, it was just... we controlled it quite well, and especially the first half, but there was just a bit of a lack of creativity forward. Like,
it was strange. That second half, you seemed very lifeless.
I think you could see, like, Wijnaldum was trying to get bits, but, like, go in, but he kind of was, like, either picking the wrong option or, like, not doing it early enough. Don't know what Mane was meant to be doing.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, that bloke, probably one of the worst games. Just giving the ball away, didn't really offer much going forward. Salah, Luke Shaw, no wonder a bloke's man of the match. Genuinely, after like the first, I think Salah beat him to the ball once.
Yeah.
And then I think the game was summed up by just before Mata came off for injury, Mo Salah one-on-one with Juan Mata, tackled with a one-leg. Gary Neville said, dream scenario, Mo Salah against a one-legged Juan Mata.
I'm pretty sure Juan Mata only has one leg most days anyway.
He had half a
Slower
leg.
than my nan.
Genuinely, but Mo Salah could not do anything to get past him. So it's just one of those games.
How do you agree with Klopp saying that the injuries affected your rhythm? I mean, there's more injuries.
Where he's coming from.
There's more injuries in that first half than Marcus Alonso on a racetrack. So, allegedly.
I can see where he's coming from.
Did it ruin the rhythm of your game?
I can see what he means, but like that'd be more Man United. Surely, I guess Firmino coming off affects us because Sturridge is a very different player to.
Yeah.
If Sturridge is on, it's a lot more like will come from Mo Salah and Mane have to create.
Do you reckon when either Firmino or Mane is off, there's a lot more pressure on Salah to
kind
create
of?
all the...
But I think all round Firmino, because he doesn't get like the goals that Salah say he does, people underestimate like Firmino's like involvement.
Also, Gary Neville does not watch football.
Why?
No offence, Gary, if you're watching, you're not. He said that Liverpool don't have a player to play that number 10, but also push forward. It's exactly where Bobby Firmino's
exactly Bobby Firmino's
last
position.
2 seasons.
Yep. Well, I know. To be fair, he means we don't have a number like a Coutinho who would sit. All our midfielders are like
but
industrial.
Coutinho cutting on your right foot.
Merchant. Literally, whenever
can't do anything else.
We don't have someone to break from the midfield, like someone who's kind of deeper.
Jordan Henderson.
Like Henderson's a holding midfielder now. So Fabinho's a holding. He can create, but
He'd be Wijnaldum probably.
But then he doesn't really. He's not very goal scoring. He doesn't really get.
Should have kept Lazar Markovic.
Oh yeah, definitely cracking.
Did bits for Fulham on Friday.
Yeah,
we'll get to that a bit later.
But yeah, no.
So Liverpool Man United, fair result 0-0.
I would say so. To be fair, but when United had so much more going forward, they had their player breaker from midfield in Paul Pogba.
Yeah, and
whenever they got forward, they looked like they could go somewhere with it. But like, apart from that one save Alisson made.
Yeah. Well, to sum up how horrible that game was, there was
more injuries
in the first half than shots on target, and Matip scored no goal that was offside.
Yeah, it was offside.
Very close.
I think, and then Chris Smalling had a chance.
Yeah.
Which it was like he probably should have scored. He just kind of didn't expect it to come through.
Yeah, but he's not exactly.
No. If that's Marcus Rashford or Paul Pogba that goes in, so count your chickens. So that's the quote, not the quote. The saying.
Count every chicken you can.
Yeah.
So worried. 3 draws out of the last 4.
It's not ideal.
City are going to be. If you get through this week.
I think who's this week? Midweek.
So you have Watford.
It's Watford, yeah.
And then you have Everton.
That's Anfield. Yeah, 'cause we've got Everton away, so I assume.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. Well, I do, but otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it.
if we win definitely against Watford, and then I mean it's Everton.
Watford on a good run.
There's more chance Watford beating it back. Yeah, but Everton will play us, and they'll be all hyped up because they'll be like, oh, this is our cup final for the season.
Yeah.
So.
Right, let's move on then to the Carabao Cup final. 0-0 in normal time.
Yeah, exciting 0-0.
Win on penalties.
Exciting.
Something happens with Kepa. He lost the plot.
It was just went on for so long, and to be fair, very funny.
Yeah.
It was very.
Do you reckon there was a deserved winner out of that match? Do you reckon someone deserved to win it? Because I feel like Chelsea, on the balance of play, they didn't have a shot on target, but they.
But that, yeah, I can see. The thing is, Chelsea can't really score that well. Like, obviously, I know they did obviously beat Huddersfield 4 or 5-0, but then a couple of weeks ago, but.
It's Huddersfield.
At home. Newcastle beat 2-0 at home.
Even
we'll get on to.
Brighton beat him away.
Yeah, that
Brighton
says.
Didn't beat anyone away. So.
Again, Chelsea just. I get why they've got Higuain in. Hudson and Doyle look quite good coming on.
Yeah.
Quite direct when they're people.
Higuain is the only player I know to come on in extra time and look more tired than everybody else on the pitch.
Genuinely.
He literally started running and then he was like, got my kebab van in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But do you reckon Sarri has lost that dressing room?
I think, no, to be fair, that's why he's come out and gone just a misunderstanding, still love my Kepa. Because he's done that. Because he doesn't want to lose
It's not his pet. Oh, good Kepa.
Good boy.
That has very different connotation. Because if that was in the shower, that has very different connotation.
Well, exactly. But no,
still have a cigarette in his mouth while he's doing
of course.
Good boy.
Genuinely though, Kepa just looked. He let the emotion of the final get to him way too much.
Yeah.
I get he's obviously quite a young keeper, not really played.
Young Kepa.
I hate you.
No, continue.
I know he's not played much in high level games like that, but. I mean, it's just when he saved that one penalty. For starters, he let Aguero, which he should have saved.
Oh, that was terrible.
And then he saves, who did he save?
Sane's,
right? Then he's going mental at the wrong side. It's mate, calm down, be professional, have a level head, and you'll be right. I get the emotion he's going to get to you, but
do you think Sarri was a bit too emotional as well? Considering that's
he tried to walk off.
Yeah. As I said, it was when you leave home when you're 8 and then you don't know where you're going and it's dark, you're I'm going to sit outside the front door for a bit.
I genuinely just wanted to see him. I wanted to just walk out of the stadium and then...
What if it's stars in your eyes? He walks out, comes back dressed as Dolly Parton.
Yeah, but you just see later on Instagram or something, him just on the bloody tube.
7 cigarettes. We're blowing them all out. But do you reckon he got a bit too emotional considering that he's never won a trophy before? That was his chance for his first honour,
and
really.
To be fair, probably this year. I suppose Europa League,
yeah, but do you reckon he got that got to him a bit too much?
Potentially, but at the same time, he probably was why is my keeper refusing to come off?
Yeah.
What is going on?
That's disobeying.
It was so weird. It's when David Luiz, when I spoke to him, what I'd say for Chelsea, why didn't Azpilicueta, the captain, go over and say to me, if that was John Terry, John Terry said if he was on that pitch, he'd drag him off. John Terry, as much as the guy's a knob, he's a knob, he would that's what you need. Yeah. That wouldn't happen.
Did he actually say he'd go on and pull him?
He said he would have gone on and gone off pitch, after the game.
Probably get all their wives to pull him off as well.
That's true,
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all we've got time for this week, no, joking. Yeah, but do you reckon that's just displaying authority? Has Kepa got to go, or
no? The Kepa's not going, and that's why Sarri's come out and said it was tried to debunk, said it's not a big issue because he knows there's no way he keeps his job if he plays big old Willy Caballero in goal instead of Kepa. No way. If anything, Kepa's what you should do next game, just sub Kepa off.
Start it, first minute, take him off.
Off you come, Kepa. You played well. You're just a bit tired.
Well, that's the Carabao Cup final covered. City deserve winners.
Yeah, I think
possession and stuff.
They weren't at their best, but they won, which is kind of what you
also
expect
nice
from City.
To see Sterling score against Chelsea.
Yeah,
racially abused him.
Yeah, but disgraceful what he did after the game. Honestly, that lad. Can't talk about.
The Sun probably hate the fact that he did an African dance.
I mean, he didn't really. He just danced to celebrate. But
Well, let's move on to the rest of the Premier League action. There's big wins for Palace.
Yeah.
And
Newcastle getting sacked.
Yeah. Newcastle, big win for them. They needed to beat Huddersfield at home.
If you don't beat Huddersfield at home, go back to League One. Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, Huddersfield aren't a Premier League team. Like,
No, not
they
anymore.
like looking at them, they don't. I'll get confidence and all that, but they don't look like a Premier League team.
In January, they needed to bolster. They signed a striker.
Have some Saudi Arabian king come over and give them 20
They signed a
bill.
striker from Charlton.
They're planning for the
Alejandro Grant.
championship. Then.
Yeah,
Like,
but
which
he's
isn't.
in League One.
I mean, that says everything.
Yeah.
Like, there's no. I guess Huddersfield stayed up 1 year. I mean, that's not that bad, really. When you
No.
think about like.
To be fair, I thought Brighton would only stay at 1 year. I am
Thing
a
is as
Brighton
well-
fan, by the way. It's not,
Yeah.
not just
No,
bad mouthing.
but like you could say they're obviously a smaller club and stuff, but then like they're very different to say Bournemouth.
yeah.
Bournemouth adapted very well, whereas Huddersfield, even coming to the end of last season, they had a really good start.
Watford,
Yeah,
5-1 against Cardiff. Defo got 3 goals and an assist. Do you reckon he's maybe gonna show a bit more promise of what he was?
Deulofeu will he'll show up for a bit, and then because he was decent at Everton, then he went back to Barca because he showed some promise.
Thing
Didn't
is though,
go anywhere with Barca
Deulofeu
and
as
then-
well.
Very inconsistent.
When he signed for Everton, he had a buyback clause.
Yeah,
So Barcelona brought him back, but I don't know if he still has that buyback clause with Watford.
right.
But if he continues showing that form, Deeney got 2 goals as well.
Yeah.
So he's do you reckon Cardiff possibly in trouble? Or do you reckon
Cardiff are weird.
Actually, I'll bring that up later because we'll have a little chat
Relegation,
about that. Yeah, about the relegation
Yeah,
scrap.
behind the biffers.
Quick convo behind the biffers and a bit more. Finally, Wolves-Bournemouth. That game had nothing riding on it.
No,
It's literally mid-table clash.
Yeah, it's
Josh King scoring a penalty and missing a penalty.
it's
3
surprising,
penalties in one game. It's very
Yeah.
rare.
Both, to be fair, both quite good. Premier League team play good football. All right.
Yeah, they'll be
Bad much
safe.
you can say,
Well,
yeah.
they've got nothing to play for now.
No,
I feel like Wolves are really going to prioritise the
I think if any top, I'm not gonna lie.
FA Cup.
Obviously, if Bournemouth, they're gonna finish reasonably well. I think summer comes, so any team that are looking into top team, if they're looking for a new manager,
Yeah. Well,
Eddie Howe surely soon's got to get.
Yeah.
People always say
He
too
went
early.
to Burnley and he was terrible there.
True, but
Let's talk about Palace Leicester.
Yeah.
Ultimately leading to Puel's sacking.
Death.
Yeah, he's dead. R.I.P. Led to Claude Puel getting sacked on Sunday morning. 4-1 Palace. Bit of a stomping. Hate to say it, but
cracking performance from Wilfred Zaha.
yeah. Well, it's weird 'cause he didn't show up in the first half,
No,
and then they got the goal,
it just
and
went
then
for- Leicester came out to
Leicester equalised.
Leicester.
No, it was 2-1. I
See,
don't know, it's one of them.
Leicester are just a bit weird in the way that you don't feel like I kept seeing Leicester fans moan about Puel, but I was like, are they doing that bad?
Yeah,
I think if they
mid-table.
But then I don't know. It's kind of weird. Leicester are a weird club where they're one of those clubs where they're around that mid-table bit where you don't really know what their fans kind of aim for
Yeah, they aim for Europe.
maybe
or-
getting close to that. But then it's
But you think there's so many teams now that now Tottenham are officially a
Yeah.
top 6 team.
Well,
I
you-
know they have been for a while, but there's it's that 7th spot, but that sort of Everton.
Everton are not.
But they're not going to be there this.
Everyone
I think
are
Watford
every
will
summer.
be there.
All Everton are going to break the top 6. No, they're not. They're best. They're going to survive relegation.
I feel like there's a bit of bias going
No,
on. here.
okay, that might be a bit, but it's just because they're really over ambitious. Everton
Yeah.
fans.
Especially
year
with
in,
the
year
amount
out.
of money they spend.
They do
should
spend a
do.
lot. They buy 10 number 10s. So
Yeah. Quickly, finally, Newcastle
Yeah,
2-0
Oh,
against
they-
Huddersfield. They needed to win that game.
yeah,
Big-
they're comfortable.
Almiron,
think-
number 1 in distance covered,
Oh, nice.
number 1 in chances created in that game as well. Do you reckon he might
He's
be the
not.
catalyst to turn their
Potentially,
season around?
I think because the way you play the way Rafa plays is quite not defensive, but he makes sure
you need a link.
you need
between
a
that
you need a
midfield
link. You
and
need someone
striker.
like when at Liverpool we had obviously Alonso, Gerrard, then Mascherano
Yeah.
sitting. You don't, and at Newcastle he's not doesn't really have anyone that's going to cut white.
Yeah.
Shelby could pick a pass out, but he's not going to run with the
Yeah,
ball.
they got
Shelby's not going to run
They've
ever.
got Sean Longstaff coming through as well. Who the last few weeks has been
Excellent.
incredible.
Cracking against Man City a few weeks ago. And
Yeah, because
Come on, sit down.
Pep Guardiola singled him out, saying we couldn't handle with
Sean Longstaff.
Sean Longstaff.
100 million spent on midfielders. Sean Longstaff, cracking
Just
lad.
go
Love
Newcastle's academy, you'll be
that. Big
fine.
up, respect.
So Newcastle.
Oh, they're safe.
you reckon safe?
Rafa, I would say with
Do you reckon
Rafa.
Rafa will go?
I don't think he must like it there. He must do, surely.
Yeah, but if he's not going to get back,
I think if
obviously there's still a lot.
I think if he could have it ideally, he'd invest his own money.
Yeah, he should invest his own money. How dare he? Richard Keys was right. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that because
when's Richard Keys ever really been right?
Yeah, I was going to say allegedly, but he just was actually a sexist pig. So
yeah, there you go.
Loves a Ralph Lauren polo, that man. Anyway,
but yeah, back onto football.
Back onto football. Well, Richard Keys is football,
but
as a whole. That was a bit partridge. That was.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to hot or not. Yes, that's right. Hot or not. A bit like smash or pass, but with less sexual undertones, unless there is a sexual undertone in your hot or not. But hot or not, what's your hot?
Eden Hazard's bum.
Okay, so there is a sexual undertone. Let's get a picture of Eden Hazard's bum up here. Progress pic. It's just him. It's him in the mirror.
Nice. No, this weekend, I think it's a hard one. We've touched on a lot of people.
This weekend or like last few weeks?
I'll go this weekend but then talk about Luke Shaw has obviously been a bit in and out for United. Since he came back from injury, going back. Yeah, but this weekend, like PFA Player of the Year last year, joint top goal scorer this year, Mo Salah gets completely.
We're talking about Luke Shaw. I was like, I think you got your stats mixed up here.
He shut Mo Salah, like literally, he couldn't do anything.
I think Solskjaer said it well that it shows you how good Luke Shaw had of a game that when Liverpool needed a goal, they took Mo Salah off.
Yeah, 100%. He literally, we need something different, which Origi can offer, but Anyway, Luke Shaw he didn't go forward as much as he probably would have liked, but then that was kind of how United set up, so it's what you're going to expect. But the bloke had a cracking game. He kept up with him pace-wise, and Mo Salah's a quick boy. And he's a strong lad.
Very quick boy.
He's a strong lad, and Luke Shaw just showed he's been working out and isn't fat anymore.
Yeah. Do you reckon this season Luke Shaw was like, right, I'm going to prove Mourinho wrong? Because I remember, I think it was when they were in America, they came back for the pre-season test, and everyone said, oh, he looks a bit tubby. He was like number one on like the bleep test, all the fitness tests. He was the lightest, I think, like in terms of like big muscles.
Yeah.
Like to weight-wise. Like he came out with a point to prove, and this season he's been
definitely.
arguably one of their top performers.
I would say very consistent performance for United. Like I can remember games, even under Mourinho, I can remember games where I'd watch, given a Liverpool fan, I like laughing when they were losing. Yeah. And the commentators would say, like, they've all been pretty shite.
Luke Shaw, England setup, is he going to be the main left-back to come? Or do you reckon
Possibly.
Danny Rose?
I mean, Danny Rose could come back in. Obviously, he's not been he's been in and out of Spurs for the last couple of years.
Trent can play on the left as well, can't he? I think he was going to be replacing Robertson, wasn't he, if Robertson came off injured yesterday?
Yeah, I think, obviously, right-back, definitely, with Kieran Trippier, so left-back. We had Young playing at the World Cups, I think, Luke Shaw.
Ashley Young's just not a very good... When James Milner's running past you...
All I'll say is the best thing I've ever seen Ashley Young do is eat bird shit. And it was funny.
It was funny. Also, when he told... Don't do that. Gonna have to edit in a bird poo now from the top of the studio. Hot is Luke Shaw. Yes. What's your not?
I mean, it's got to be... I mean, I would pick someone else, but it's got to be Kepa.
Yeah.
There's wanting to stay on, but I get it could be misunderstanding. Afterwards, you could say, look, I was fine, but in that situation, the manager's made a decision, and big old Willie Caballero, sick of penalties.
Yeah.
Saving it 3 years ago, 2016, I think. Yeah, it was 16. Liverpool played final against City then, livid.
Yeah.
For Rabbit, he saved loads of them.
Big Willie in their goal.
Exactly.
With Kepa as well. Can you imagine if you were...
What is that
Can you imagine if you were at school
and
your headmaster was like,
come into my office.
Well, he goes, nah, you're all right. Actually, I'm going to stay here and play some football.
Mr. Smith, I'm not going into your office. I'm going to give you a caning then.
Allegedly, he's going to be right here, just so we can't get sued. But Kepa,
an expensive player. He was unknown, and he's obviously bought for the future for Chelsea. They kind of, I don't know, probably want another check or something.
Yeah.
Sarri is not going to be there for more than 3 seasons tops. Probably this summer he might leave.
Well, he's probably going to die from that smoking first.
True. Hopefully he wins the trophy first,
Yeah.
If he doesn't, then maybe if Pep could just if he dies this week, Pep could just give him the Carabao Cup. Is this 21st? Pep, you've won 21 trophies.
Yeah, finally.
Share.
Why was Kepa your not and not Sarri? Do you reckon Kepa was Kepa in the wrong?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but Sarri, I think Sarri handled it. They were saying, oh, no, he's bent, he's like giving in to the players and stuff. No, 100% in that scenario. I think if a manager carried on, that could have really got even more bitter. I think the manager in that situation has to be like the mature one of such and go, the thing is as well, I think that does show though that Sarri does not have the respect for that changing room.
Gianfranco Zola spent half the game like just doing reactions. Like there's not a shot where it's not on the bench where Gianfranco Zola's not going.
Yeah. They don't have the respect to the dressing room. Like, if that's Sir Alex Ferguson, even Edwin van der Sar,
lob a boot there,
Peter Schmeichel would have been like...
Yeah, it doesn't seem there's many leaders on that pitch.
No, I said before, Aspilicueta should have gone over and gone, look, he's subbing you off. Bloody go away.
They don't have a Terry, do they? We're going to finish with some quickfire questions. So, I'll get my quickfire questions out for you, James Bishop, and you're going to answer them. Are you ready?
I'm getting these wrong, aren't
I want these... Well, then it's more opinion-based.
Oh, OK, that's good.
But...
I can't be wrong, man. Opinions like ourselves.
But... I'm going to have to bleep that out too. But I want you to give your most honest opinion, first thing that pops into your head.
OK.
Ready? Sarri in or out?
In.
In?
Yeah.
Why?
He's not had that much time. Like, I'd say, unless it's like this... Unless they end up behind... If they finish 5th, right... And get, or if they finish 5th and Europa League, that could be worse.
Yeah.
I think Champions League is the big place because they need to be in the Champions League. Realistically, they need to be there. And I personally would say they've got to be one of the strongest teams in the Europa League.
Yeah. Next Leicester manager.
Oh, that's hard. I saw Brendan Rodgers linked this morning. I don't think they get him now. Nigel Pearson to the end of season, Brendan Rodgers in the summer.
Maybe ex-Leicester player Neil Lennon. I've seen he's been linked.
Potential.
Michael Appleton was also there under Shakespeare.
True. If I was Leicester, I would get in, say Nigel Pearson for the end of season, and then unless he does absolute C like bits, I'd probably even still go Brendan Rodgers because I think he's done quite well at Celtic, proven that he obviously still does have quite a lot to offer.
Bottom 3, go.
Huddersfield, Fulham. Oh, Cardiff.
Okay, good.
I was going to say Brighton, but I'd have to annoy him. But
Solskjaer, full-time?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It could be a Roberto Di Matteo situation. Wouldn't surprise me if in the summer it kind of doesn't quite go.
It doesn't work out.
But I think he's proven enough. Like, if you do a good job interview, they don't go, well, you might struggle in the actual job, so go with someone else.
Champions League winner?
Oh, it's very hard. Jesus. Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid, that is very left field.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. Juventus, I think, could go out.
Yeah.
But maybe Barcelona then. But I don't know. I think...
Barcelona are very much a one-man team.
Messi's doing a lot.
Holding them.
Doing a lot. Yeah. So I think... Struggle. Things like talking to a friend about Spurs versus Atletico final, but the Spurs would just end up bottling it later on. I think City will be up there.
Especially if Mike Dean's refereeing.
I think City will be up there, but I think...
Not to mention that.
Do you know what? With City's squad, I can't see them winning 4 trophies.
Yeah.
But I can see them getting far.
Every week we're going to finish with favourite ever player and why.
What, me? First week, it's going to be Steven Gerrard. Like, easily, there's other Liverpool players I love, but got me, the reason I love football is because of Steven Gerrard. Growing up watching him at Liverpool.
Also, big moment player he was.
100%.
Every big moment that Liverpool had from 05, even before that, 02 maybe, to
he was there.
14, he was involved in all the big moments.
Literally. And some bad, slipping. Some good, Olympiacos. And other ones, but yeah, it has to be Steven Gerrard for me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Bish. We'll be back same time next week, hopefully. If we don't get cancelled. Nah. We decide whether we're here or not. But yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode. See you next time.